G'day crew, my name's Luke from Aquatic Rehab Spearfishing and welcome to this outdoor rehab vlog. Yes, we took my wife Jen out for a hunt and this is how it went. Yeah, I kind of named the channel Aquatic Rehab Spearfishing before I started to get into the whole of wild gathering, but I firmly believe that if you're going to gather wild food and sort of live off it, that's a lifestyle you want, and getting a mixture of land animals and fish is definitely a good way to do it. So you have both your bases covered. Some people will be stoked about that and some people probably won't, maybe freediver type vegans. Yeah, this was pretty cool. So basically what happened was I got in touch with Mike and said, hey look, why don't we try get my wife a deer? He said, yeah, all right, let's book into the property for a weekend. Just hope that the weather's gonna be good. Biggest bloody storm of the winter was lined up to come in, and we had to make the call whether we were gonna do it or not. So close to pulling the pin just by looking at the weather. We were gonna have to wait till the next school holidays to even get the kids down to my parents. So we thought, screw it, Mike just said he'll bring the wet weather gear and let's just try to get it done. Taking the missus hunting next few days. Weather's looking awful. Gonna try film it. Logistical nightmare trying to get the kids looked after and then having the weather out on us. So anyway, he's ready. So yeah, packed all our crap up, dropped the kids off, shot down Central North and got into the block. It's colder that way.
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Are they holding onto the door?
Right. I don't know how I'm going to get that up.
Yeah. Looks like pretty flash.
Got all the way into the hut and we had about 2 hours worth of light left when we had arrived. Mike did a bit of dry firing practice and that with Jen. Jen has a firearms license, but she doesn't have a lot of rifle practice.
Yeah, but we just need to be carried away.
Okay. Yeah.
Onto part of a target. Okay, so
I can see my eye in the reflection though. Is that normal?
that's probably because that's sun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went over a bit more safety and basically went up on the hill in the Polaris and started glassing. If you're struggling with that rifle to lock your arm in, you can. Had a big walk down a ridge looking down into quite a popular valley for deer and saw absolutely bugger all. We were really thinking things aren't looking good. Ended up cutting up to like a nice big high knob. We wanted to get eyes into the spot where we've seen deer before. It was quite a mission to get up there. Let Mike crest with his binos. Spots a young deer feeding about maybe 300. I mean, is that too far? And we weren't going to let Jen take that shot at that distance with bugger all rifle practice. Sit down. Sit down. Good boy.
Oh my god.
Smoked it. Well
Oh my
done.
god.
You right?
Oh my god.
Don't rush it, man.
I'm shaking now.
Okay.
Come here.
It's a real weird feeling, like when it went off.
Smokes
and
it.
I think it came back like towards me more than I thought it would do.
Yeah, that's why.
So you gotta make sure it's in.
I reckon if you let her shoot a live round, she might have flinched the shot.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it was such a good shot. You just
Yeah.
expected it to go click.
Click, yeah. Just stitch up. So yeah, she got it done, her first ever deer. So yeah, we got down there and last year's hind. I mean, beautiful eating, good size for her to carry out. So yeah, Mike went through all the logistics of it, got her to cut its throat, gutted herself. She'd shot it in the heart, so the heart was completely blown in half. So perfect shot, unless you like eating heart like me. But for ethics, really good. Mike turned it into a backpack for her and she was adamant she wanted to carry it out. So threw it on her back. We had probably, I don't know, 25 minutes to half an hour walk back to the quad. She was stoked as. Real good little eater.
I'm glad that I caught something and it was a decent shot.
Yeah, that's
good.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Pretty epic achievement for her. Now, me and Mike sort of had a yarn. We still had 2 days there and we knew it was going to be absolutely pouring with rain. We're there for meat and the more meat the better, you know. Basically made the plan to get the wet weathers on the next day and go for a hunt. And we were just going to do the arvo because the morning was absolutely pouring. So yeah, we knew we could take it easy in the morning, so we had a few brews that night. I cooked up some venison on the charcoals. Yeah, we just sort of celebrated the fact that she got her first deer.
Good.
I like it, eh? Nice. Full wet weather gear, turn around. Twist it back. Okay, the bow's coming out. Yeah. Get up. Beautiful weather. Punchback, I'm not sure if I can. No.
Yeah, get a big roll of it really.
Yeah.
And try and keep it dry.
Okay.
How we can do it. Close it on empty. You're gonna have to lift it, pull it, push it.
Yeah, Mike brought the bow along to get into a goat along that track too. More on the goats later. At one point, as I was giving Jen a little bit of advice on the rifle, I heard a crash and a couple of jumps. That sounded like a deer, right? Two deer were down in the bush in that real dark black sort of punga type stuff. Jen couldn't quite see them. A couple of sightings though, which is pretty epic. Yeah, we're just sort of chilling out, and then Jen says, "Isn't that a pig?" And we look down the valley, and there's this bloody nice black pig making its way up the grass and up and through the fence. The thing about that block there is we're clear on deer and goats, but we didn't have any go-ahead on pigs, because I know that the owners like to run dogs and stuff.
I don't want to shoot them because I haven't hit the go ahead.
Yeah. Just out of respect, we didn't take the shot, but Mike messaged the owner at the time, and then after the pig had left, we actually got the go-ahead. What can you do? It's better to be on the right side. We found out why that pig was heading up the valley, because some pretty hectic weather came through within about 2 minutes after.
He's just standing there.
What the hell? Okay? You can come back now. Sit down. Obviously no deer came out just because of the fact of that area was so exposed, which is understandable. Yeah, we basically decided to call it, packed up the fly, ended up walking back up to the truck, and the dog started to indicate pretty hard. This is quite an interesting one because she smokes it right through the heart, but you'll see a pretty epic deflection out the back. Boom, and this massive splash out the back of the goat, and I just assumed instantly that's a miss. No, I think the bullet hit behind it.
Did it really?
Oh.
It looked like it.
Really?
Yeah, we got around the corner, it was just lying there, carked it, so probably went about 12 yards.
Alive? No. Here, Riv, come here. Good boy. Good boy.
So rifle down. We know it's safe.
Yeah, so much easier.
So you're going to do that throat cut again.
Okay.
So you know he's good. He's not thrashing now.
Okay.
Pull him right back.
Okay.
Grab hold of him here.
Yep.
Yep. And then push down through there. Careful with your hand.
Okay, here?
A little bit higher.
Yeah?
Yep. Push it. It was quick though. You didn't muck around too long. It was
Yeah,
safety
I
off
try
and
not
bang.
to.
That was really good.
Yeah, and like
Such
you were
good
watching
practice.
for the
Yeah,
dog.
such
You were
good
watching for where the dog was too.
Yeah, she was pretty stoked on that. That's her first ever goat. Just more practice under the belt. And these goats are all cull goats. They're just out of control there. So a good way to finish that day. And at least we got out into the rain.
Do 3 in there, so there'll be nothing in there, but open it up and pull it right out. And see down the end there, completely clear. Sweet as.
Okay.
So we can chuck that in the car.
Okay, so do I just...
It can just sit. Yep. Just slide it forward, sweet as. Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
Come have a look.
Oh,
Yeah, you just put water into them.
Okay.
That smoke.
Rump I gave you?
Yeah.
Did a nice bush stalk through to our glassing spot, and as soon as we arrived, bang, Mike could see about 10 deer down the bottom of the valley.
Really? Oh yeah, I can see it. Oh, I can see all the masses. Yeah. Yeah, there's fucking... Oh my god.
They were all feeding into the bush, so our biggest fear was that we were already too late. Now, by the time we got all the way down there, did not see one deer.
We're getting a bit late in the day now. Yeah, fuck. They're just up there having a glass.
Went down onto the glassing hill looking into exactly the spot where all the deer were, and it's just nothing at all. They said, look, let's just call it. So I went up and grabbed my bag and all my gear, about ready to do the walk of shame all the way back. Put my head down and said to Mike and Jen, there's a couple of deer right there. And they were looking at me like, what?
Behind you there. Sit down, sit down. They're a mile out in the open.
Mike and Jen snuck up around to a tow tree to get a nice shooting spot. And as I was packing up my gear, Mike was doing this to me. And I was thinking, yeah, two deer. But what he was really signaling was there was deer at 20 meters just down below them.
Sit down. How far? See, it's just over there. Sit up. Stand. Safety off.
So I had a little peep over, and Jen was quite flustered. She could see them in the scope, and then Mike noticed that it was at 12 zoom. It was just in too far, and then he zoomed it back out. There was no real vital shot then. They were all sort of headshots, and she really didn't know what to do. I just cut around Mike and said, do you want me to take one? And as they started to spook and go, he just says to me, you better.
You have to be quick, that's enough. Do you want me to smoke one? You better.
Meh.
Go. Go. If you can. Yeah, that's hard. Sorry, babe. Just had to take the shot. They were all looking. Shot both. Chippo. That's mean.
I just couldn't see after it was adjusted.
No,
I just saw reflection.
12 zoom.
Oh,
Yeah, way too far in.
yeah. So,
And then they started looking at us.
I know. I was like,
Did you get that shot?
I think so.
So I had to call and wait for this deer to turn its head to shoot in between the antlers.
Go.
Spined it and cut right the way through the offside lung. A little bit high, but most of the vitals were being cock blocked by another deer's head. So yeah, it didn't work out for Jen, but at least we got to get one on the ground anyway, and epic experience for getting that close to deer like that and having them stare at her, and also being that forgiving. Good for us because we got a whole big pile of meat on the ground.
Yeah, you got stitched up with 12 times zoom there. Were you like seeing them?
yeah, I did at first, but then I was like, it was a little bit blurry and I thought the grass was in the way.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't see anything after it was just like a blue and green.
That's mean. That's a perfect meat animal. Yeah, because you were like, oh, there's two, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I saw them.
No.
And then I was like,
I was going 20 meters.
oh, true. Yeah, that's the problem with hand signals, eh? And the nice weather's back.
Guts out, pretty stoked all around. The plan was to get it back up to the track and then try to get the quad down so that we could just cart it out.
It's huge. Teamwork.
Up there. Yep. Nah, you got around.
It's steeper.
Maybe.
Slippery.
I mean,
Yeah.
muddy as
Tell you what, either way it's gonna suck.
So muddy. That's what I thought about the black goats.
Is that a goat just to the left of that thing, or is that just a little pig?
That little black dot in the middle.
So it's walking towards that cut. So
Black dot I'm looking at, it's not moving at all, it's a log.
Oh, maybe I'm
It's not moving. I looked
There's
at that
black
before.
dot, and then there's another thing out there.
Yeah.
Nah, they're all just logs.
Oh, sweet. Well, now the logs are moving.
I thought it was too. Illusion.
Got it up to the track, and then Mike took off by himself and went to inspect the tracks to see if we could actually get the bike down there. We had reception in that little spot, so he rang me and he said, no, there's no way, the track's absolutely buggered. So yeah, once we realised that we couldn't even get the bike down, we basically had to make the call to quarter it.
You would have walked away from that poacher not knowing that it was sitting under it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Luxury. Definitely down in that valley there, eh?
Yeah.
Right, where you go?
Heavy?
You coping?
Yeah. Just feel it in my legs. Burn. All good. Yeah.
Only a little climb to go.
That's it. You all good with everything? Yeah. For me. Oh yeah. Saw that. Oh good.
So it's probably almost midday.
Yeah.
We started at 6.
True.
I was done.
So Jen sort of got the real experience there. Yeah, good bit of fun. So yeah, on the way back, we found another goat for Jen, and she decided she wanted to have a crack at it.
Okay.
Right, pass me the GoPro. It's going to be
You right?
Reload.
Safety on. Smoked it.
Yeah.
So hard with that pack on.
Yeah. I was like, I couldn't get upright. No.
Yeah, I mean you've been walking up a hill hard.
Yeah.
Out.
Nice work, Slayer.
That's so good.
Got a second goat down, and then yeah, continued the battle.
Decent walk.
It wasn't a little mission this morning, guys. It was a big mission.
Yeah. Bit wet.
Well done, team.
Yeah, awesome.
Let's have a feel of that pack.
She's heavy.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like out of balance now.
Well done, man.
That was mean.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
that from there.
Sniffies. What was that? Goats? Me? You just got smoked.
I'm cold
Can't even
now.
Yeah.
move.
So all in all, just an epic hunt, epic to get your missus out for it, and for her to shoot her first deer, and a couple of goats as well.
Okay, your bed.
Nice.
Right.
Mm.
Chop it up.
Done.
Yep. We will see you on the next one.
Came back with heaps of meat, and just pretty epic experience for her, sort of, you know, so she can see the grind that it, and what goes into it, us going out and actually getting our own meat. That's sick. So yeah, if anyone's keen out there to come hunting with me and Mike on this block, we can see what we can do about booking you in. And Mike's got a bit of a price list there already, so I can fire that through to anyone. And yeah, no, groups of 2 to 4 is pretty ideal. You know, you can do a bit of bush hunting and that over the dog too, and it's a pretty cool experience. There is also stag opportunities there too, so get in touch with us about that too if that's something that you're into. But otherwise, plenty of meat animals. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I thought it was a pretty cool one, pretty cool experience for the missus. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one.